And now, from beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara podcast. Here's Jeff.
My guest is Belinda Womack, author and channeler who has been a spiritual messenger of the 12 Archangels for more than 20 years. Today we're going to be talking about her new book, Angel Abundance, Revelations on True Wealth from the 12 Archangels, and more. Belinda, welcome back. It's great to see you again.
You too, Jeff.
I think what would be interesting to know first is, how do the archangels define what true wealth is?
So I'm going to bring them in and let them give you their definition. We are honored and grateful to be guests on your show, and we happily say that real true wealth is just that. It's happiness. When you raise your vibration to that of love with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your intentions, and with your actions, then abundance must come to you. And this abundance is true wealth because it comes with happiness and good health, harmonious relationships, and the prosperity that you need that does not distract you, but it encourages you to stay on purpose, for you have a purpose. Each and every human being has an incredible purpose to bring benefit, to raise up the vibrations of fear, to choose love, and to live as a happy and free child, as Creator's divine child, here on schoolroom Earth. That may seem impossible, but truly, it is your birthright, and it is your right to truly be wealthy. Yes, it is.
Thank you to the angels. And as we speak, I don't know if I'll be talking to you or sometimes the angels will pop in and out. So I'll just kind of leave it up to, however it flows. Do you think it's possible that people want too much abundance and it crosses the line into being greedy? And I'm including myself in that as well.
So Jeff, what the angels say, and this is we work as a team. So sometimes they just move me out of the way, and sometimes they let me be a part of the answer. So what they say is that it's not in the way we understand it. They encourage us to keep asking for more as long as it makes us happy. The abundance can come in many different forms. It could be more awesome guests for your podcast. It could be, having a magical home in the mountains with snow. It could be whatever it is that your heart desires, but it does need to be the desire of your heart versus your ego that can get seduced by fear and never be satisfied, never, ever be satisfied, because the ego is the part of us that can be separate from our higher self, soul, heart. And so once that separation comes in, we can make money, that, artificial divine source, and we're never going to feel full enough, right? We see that in our world, not enough power, not enough money, not enough stuff. So again, the angels repeat, please keep asking and fill up with gratitude, because if the divine child within you says, well, this will really make me happy, then surrender whatever it is to your soul, to source, and say, I am willing to experience the miracle of receiving whatever it may be. That helps more than anything for dreams to really manifest.
I admit that I don't know all of the archangels. Can you tell us who all 12 of them are?
No, I cannot. Because they prefer to stay incognito so that human egos don't argue over their names. I can tell you that the number 12 is symbolic. It represents, from their perspective, evolution, just like there are 12 hours on a clock face, or there are 12 signs to the zodiac. We go through school for 12 years. And so this represents cycles, and that human beings are always going through a cycle of evolution, of waking up. And so that's what their number means. And there are many, 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 really pretty much infinite archangels because they can expand and be everywhere at all times. Archangel Michael is very popular, but he brings in truth and justice. So there are some angels that humans are more familiar with their names, like Gabriel and Michael and Raphael, but truly they are infinite, loving sources of helpfulness. And that's the way they prefer to be known.
I didn't know that there were an infinite number.
Because they are made of creators, sound and light. So sound is the divine feminine's energy that moves us forward and moves really the great universe forward. And we can amplify that sound infinitely. And so we can amplify through love and intention the archangel's helpfulness. So it's going to feel infinite to us.
Are the archangels more than something that is represented in the Bible? Are they more like multidimensional beings that have more power and more abilities than what you kind of would think of as more as a messenger of God?
They really have a very key role for Schoolroom Earth. They help to create the school. They help to govern the school. They help all of the students going through Schoolroom Earth. So they are more than messengers. They are guides and helpers and shifters of energy. In the Judeo-Christian Bible, they were also incognito as the prophets. So they have been around, and they are in every religion of the world and beyond that. So it's not just what we would think of as the Bible. They are everywhere. To call them multidimensional, they smile at that and they say, as long as you let us be in the dimension where there is only undiluted love, because that is truly where we work from, where we help from, where we guide and direct from.
Are archangels beings that are separate from humans? And what I mean by that is a human can't evolve into an archangel. They're like a separate being that's created from God or source.
From their perspective, they don't see it that way. They say that they can definitely incarnate as human beings. They can do whatever they want in order to help Schoolroom Earth. And they do not see themselves as above us or more powerful than us. They say that they are a part of divine oneness, and every human soul is a part of divine oneness. But what makes them different than us, or from our human perspective, separate or individual entities or angels, is that they don't have ego in the same way we do. They're not seduced by fear. They understand it, and they help us to become aware of when our own vibration has fallen down into those places of fear, like guilt, shame, poverty, lack consciousness, unworthiness, control. And they help us to catch ourselves and to rise up so that we can experience more heaven, which is abundance and goodness, and that helps all concerned. So they say we went a little bit off track on purpose, because what we're really trying to communicate is that we are all part of oneness. Let us be the part of oneness that can hold you when you feel lonely, that can lift you up when you fall down.
Many of my near-death experience guests encounter archangels during their experience on the other side, and most of them are either Archangel Michael or Gabriel. Can they answer why that they come to these people during those experiences?
Well, the angels answer with human beings are more familiar with Michael and Gabriel. They are the celebrity angels. And what's also important to understand is when one archangel comes, they all come. They actually work together as a community, as a team. So Archangel Michael represents or brings the energy of truth, justice, courage, highest will. And Gabriel brings opening your mind, opening your vessel to knowing creator, to knowing source. So they work in cahoots with together, but always the archangels, they're all there. So whether your guests are only seeing or sensing Michael and Gabriel, what the archangels say is, oh, we're all there. We're all there. Waking up the teacher through that near-death experience.
In your new book, Angel Abundance, you write about spiritual laws that help us. Can you tell us more about which laws those are and how they help us?
I'm going to step out and let the 12 archangels answer this question because it's one of their favorites. First of all, beautiful human beings, there are quite a number of divine laws helping you and helping Schoolroom Earth. In our book, Angel Abundance, we talk about 3 of them because these are essential to improving your everyday life. The first law is as above, so below, as within, so without. And this is all about vibration. The vibration of heaven is pure, undiluted love. The vibration of Schoolroom Earth can have great fear and very dense vibrations of negativity, and all that fear can manifest. So when you connect with the as above of heaven, you bring that into the so within. You are bringing it to earth. And then your reality must change for the better. It's all about vibration. As above, so below, as within, so without. Raise the vibration of your thoughts by choosing love. Watch your reality change. As you do this, you help all concerned. This is the law of one. All are connected. All live within oneness. So when you do something that benefits you, you benefit the great universe. You benefit all of Creator, all of Source. This is the law of one. And now we add the law of energy. You are made of energy. Everything is made of energy. But on Schoolroom Earth, that energy can appear to fall down in vibration, to be lowered into the density of fear, which creates separation and even hell or evil, war, all kinds of suffering. When you understand how to work with the law of energy and you bring love into your own vibration, you raise the frequency of your energy. Because of the law of one, you help all concerned and you help us. you help us greatly to transform the schoolroom earth that you know into the schoolroom earth that has truly always been destined. What is schoolroom earth's destiny? To be heaven, of course. We thank you for your question.
You were talking about the surrendering the will of the ego and comparing that to the will of the soul. Can you talk a little deeper about the difference between those two?
So the will of ego is a very different vibration than the will of soul or the higher self or our divinity. So the will of ego, many people know of that as free will, but free will can choose fear. It can choose greed. It can choose suffering. It can get us into trouble. Bottom line is it can get us into trouble. So when we surrender the will of ego, we're not giving our power away. We're actually allowing our divine power to flow in and to help us. It's a very simple command, but it is a command. When we say, I surrender the will of my ego to the highest vibrational will of my soul, my highest self. That lifts the vibration of our will, so we start to have conscious awareness of happier choices we can make, what really feels good and resonates for us. But it also just opens up a whole new level of experience, of receiving in experiences that benefit our lives and help us to connect the dots and really help us to integrate that divinity with our humanity. So it changes everyday life pretty radically and for the better.
Do you think it's possible that free will is kind of an illusion and ultimately we are being controlled by our higher selves?
So the angels would never use the word control because they say control belongs to the ego. It's part of fear's old male that tells us that we need to control everything. And that's what ego does, right? We have to control the past, we have to control the future. The way the angels would explain it is that free will lets us fall down in vibration, where highest will or divine will, soul's will, keeps us up. It keeps that frequency up so that the law of energy, which many call the law of attraction, works to help us receive in abundance, happiness, joyful experiences, but also experiences where we learn instead of just feel victimized. So we actually do have free will until we wise up to that and we say, that's only going to get me in trouble or cause me misery. So, I surrender that because the ego, from the angel's perspective, is if you look at the incredible human brain, the ego that sits in that brain is the size of a green garden pea. But the big brain that, Einstein talked about, it's an incredible creative force. And when we want to really work with that creative force to create our own reality, then we need to use that higher vibrational will, because will means the will to manifest. And that's what we do constantly.
Well, I agree that I chose the wrong word of control. But I guess what I was trying to say is that if we come here to the Earth School, and perhaps each time we come, we have lessons that we sign up for to learn. And ultimately, even though we think we have free will, we're being guided into those lessons to tackle those lessons and try to learn from them. And even though we may stray away, somehow our higher self still guides us back into those lessons. So
True. Jeff, that's true. However, they just want to mention. So when Belinda's talking, the angels are always here. When our soul creates us, so we are a manifestation of our soul. And it's absolutely true. We have lessons that we need to learn, and often missions that we come to accomplish. But here's the beautiful thing, and you've probably learned this through also interviewing so many near-death people that have had near-death experiences, that if the ego gets too separated from the soul and it falls down in vibration to a place of incredible suffering, the soul will manifest an exit. And sometimes the exit is, it's the total exit, and sometimes the exit is a wake-up call. But the soul is the rescuer, and the soul is the energy, the force that decides what happens to us as far as physical death. Are we out of here? Are we out of here again to wake up, or we're done? We're done, and it's time to go back to heaven for some healing and education at that vibration, if the vibration of schoolroom earth becomes too dense.
For our conversation today, would it be accurate to say that the soul is synonymous with higher self?
From the angel's perspective, it is. It is.
Well, the angels were talking about the first law from above to below and within to without. How do we bring that love from above down below? I know it sounds simple, but
Yes,
how do we do that? Meditation or?
it's by the choices we make. It's by surrendering the will of ego to the will of soul. It's about paying attention to where our thoughts are going, the vibration of our thoughts. So what does that mean? If we're in a complaining state of mind, a negative state of mind, that's okay for a short time. That won't upset our overall frequency. But if we really get down and out, then we lower that vibration, and we need to bring love there. And so what the angels say is, it's simple. Use your intention. Okay, soul. Okay, angels. Okay, guides. Fill me up with love. Saturate me with undiluted love. And we're going to feel better. We can take a deep breath. That brings in that love. If we're feeling on rocky ground emotionally, let's say that we're feeling really anxious because of what's going on in the world, or relationship challenges or financial challenges, to surrender those woes, those troubles, those worries, to give them back to our soul and say, okay, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do step by step by step. I let all of this go, is going to automatically fill us with a peacefulness, a sense that we're not alone. There's help for that. That is very much bringing the as above of heaven into the so below of earth. And we do it again by bringing it into our own lives, into our own human stories, which changes our reality. But, each and every one of us is a vibration shifter for the collective, for all of schoolroom earth, for the entire dream fabric. We, as individuals, we help to shift that story for all concerned.
Can objects like money and currency have vibrations? And if so, can we change or shift that?
Well, money definitely has a vibration, and it's saturated with fear. It was created with fearful intention. So what the angels say is it's very, very helpful to humanity to shift the vibration of money and currency. And it's very simple to do that by asking or requesting that we receive money through source, that we go to source. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Belinda likes lots of thank yous. That gratitude is magic. And we just say thank you for helping me to receive into my reality more money than I need. You can change the words, but you're going to the as above. You're going to the vibration of heaven to help with the receiving of your currency. And then what that does is that calls money to you through the law of energy, but it has to rise up in vibration. It's helpful to understand, and this is a basic law of schoolroom earth metaphysics and physics, that fear, it's at a lower vibration, but it wants to rise in vibration. It wants to return to love. So money wants to come to Jeff. It wants to come to you. So let it come to you at the vibration where you live. It makes it a lot easier, because for many, many, many years, spiritual illuminators, healers, physicians that want to work at the highest frequency have been saying, well, where's the money? This is tough. Why is it so difficult? And it's because money loaded with fear has been living more where the patriarchal masculine lives on schoolroom earth, right? In the corporations, in the oil factories, in the, in politics, in the mafia, in the gun manufacturers. That's not where spiritual illuminators and healers live. It's not where you resonate. And you don't want to go down in vibration, because then who can you help? And you're full of fear. So call it to you at the vibration of love. And you can do simple things like, thank you, money, for coming to me at the vibration where I live, and I choose to live in love. That helps to shift the story of money and currency for all of schoolroom earth. It helps with the revaluation of currency and the making it available for those who do not have it. So that's how we can be helpful, is to us human beings to call money to us, raise that vibration, transform the fear within it, and call it to us more at the as above of heaven where we choose to live. I hope we have made sense with that.
What about limiting beliefs about money? For example, some people believe that money is the root of all evil. So if we change our beliefs about it, will we raise the vibration of it?
Absolutely. And there are belief systems that are in the deep subconscious of every human being. It's where what the angels call the one human body. There are belief systems that we all share. And so when any one of us, they say, see yourself as a healthy cell in the one human body. And some of the one human body has cancer. So be the healthy cell and work on your very limiting beliefs that we've all been indoctrinated with. Really, we've been brainwashed with. But we can put those limiting beliefs in what the angels recommend, which is violet fire or violet singing light. It's the energy of the crown chakra. They love to work with colors. They love to work with energy. It's all love. But they say, hey, human being, when you get to work with color, it shifts your mood. It lightens everything up. So put those limiting beliefs. We can imagine that they are books, or we can do, there's many, many exercises in angel abundance. It all works. Intention works. But bottom line is we've got to forgive those old beliefs that we've all been, attacked with. But as we forgive them, then they are transformed. And fear leaves money, money gets transformed, and our earth changes, because we're really here. I mean, we're here to learn how to work with love, but we're also here to remember how to receive from source. And Source says, well, human beings, you think you need money. It's become part of your paradigm, part of the fabric of your reality. So we're going to work with that, say the angels. But lift up that vibration of money and let it come to you. And it helps so much to transform those beliefs that say, I'm not allowed to have it because it's going to harm me, right?
Some people may ask, what about people who are engaged in activities that are negative for humanity, but they become very abundant? For example, drug dealers. How does that happen?
Well, that's the vibration where money is. Again, the patriarchal masculine is controlled by fear's old male. And fear has archetypes, one of them being the old male. You can call him the old dinosaur, but he's control, manipulation, judgment, punishment, and greed. And then there's fear's old female. She's victim consciousness, unworthiness, guilt, shame, blame. And so when you pull in those really low vibrations of fear, you have very desperate people who are in great pain and suffering. And so drugs become, wonderful because it's an escape. It's an escape from life. And so that's where drug dealers and gun dealers, that's why they make the money that they do. The true wealth is not there. They don't have true wealth, which is happiness and health and love. They don't have that because of the vibration where they live. So to help change these stories of drugs being sold and drugs being abused and guns being sold and guns being used to kill people and keep some people greedy, what we can do is we can change that story within each of us by bringing love where love is missing and bringing love and forgiveness into those lower vibrations that still we can actually reach within us of guilt, shame, blame, punishment. So in Angel Abundance, in the end of the book, the angels have chapters on transforming the suffering existing in schoolroom earth. And they tackle such things as violence and abuse, but they teach us how to go within us, transform it. That helps the entire human collective. It's all about vibration, bringing love where love is missing, and true wealth.
Can you talk a little bit about the connection between creativity and receiving abundance?
Let's bring in the 12 archangels. Human beings, you are created to be creative. You have access to the creative genius of infinite divine source. And what helps you to access that creativity is to live within, to utilize the feminine mind. All that means is to feel your feelings, to listen to your intuition, which will grow louder as you listen, and to do anything that is creative, that inspires you to let go of control and to be happy within your heart. As you do this, you awaken your ability to receive abundance from Source. And those creative genius ideas that you bring through, not only will they help you, but they help you to step, leap, and live your purpose. Because you have been called here. You have been called here to bring something magnificent. Being creative helps you tap in to your magnificent that belongs your magnificence that belongs to you, that is expressed through you. It is all part of your true wealth. And we would like to add your lasting health. Be creative. If you don't know what that means to be creative, just use a simple intention. Soul, higher self, move me into my creative flow. Don't let me resist. Move me there. Breathe through me. Let me experience this incredible freedom and joy of divine creativity. We must add, Jeff, we are having great fun with you, and we thank you. We thank you with all of our hearts for helping humanity to discover their own beautiful heart.
I was kind of thinking maybe that you shouldn't come back yet.
That was a
But
lot of energy.
I will ask the question and we'll see who answers this. What about praying for money or for health or abundance? Does that work? And if not, what works better?
Instead of praying for money, which you can do, and it does work, but we're just going to give you something that works even better. Ask yourself, especially your divine inner child. You see, your inner child is the part of you that brings your ego into alignment with your soul and can tell you your true desires. So ask that divine inner child, what do we want to use the money for? Do we want to eradicate the debt? Do we want to take a trip? Do we want a new vehicle? What do you want to use the money for? And then you say, thank you, my soul. Thank you, divine source, for receiving into my reality exactly what your divine inner child has shared with you that you desire. It works faster and it works better. Now, whether you pray for money, a check to show up in the mail or to show up in your Apple Wallet, what we have to say to you is it's all about vibration. And this vibration of requesting still must work with the divine laws. The law of one says that your request must also work for the greatest good of all. And that is why we share with you that if you go to Father God, Source, Creator, and say, this is what my heart desires, you can already be certain that what you are requesting is for the greatest good of all concerned, because it's at the highest frequency of pure love. It is bringing love to the so below within you, within your reality. Sometimes it requires patience, human being, but what you ask for does come to you, or something even better, something even more abundant. This is also divine law. It's about multiplying and expanding undiluted love.
Would you say that everything we want is right here with us, just in a different vibration that we can't see it or connect with it with our senses?
The angels say that they do not disagree with you. They say that everything has a divine order. Everything has a divine timing. So Belinda may want to use a transporter to, just vibrationally turn herself into energy and travel across the globe. And does that exist? Well, we all know that that exists. That's moving beyond the speed of light and sound. But it's not here yet because humanity is not ready for that. So, what we ask is that all human beings understand that you're not being punished because you don't have what you want yet. It could be that because of the divine laws, all of oneness is not ready yet. So to answer your question, yes, all that is for your greatest good definitely exists in the energy of oneness, and requesting it and holding it, celebrating that you are experiencing it, does help it to come into the here and the now.
Does belief in whether you can have whatever type of abundance you want act as a filter? And what I mean by that is if you don't believe you can have it, you won't.
It definitely can influence what a human being receives, because the subconscious, where very often those beliefs are held, sometimes on a conscious level, for example, unworthiness, if we don't believe we're worthy to receive something, then it can slow it down. It doesn't necessarily stop it because the soul is in charge of when we receive what we receive. That again is going to really change our reality. It's all very synchronized. But those belief systems are loaded with fear, and fear pulls our vibration down into a lower density. And so it can slow it down. And in some cases, it can block it. And that's why the angels encourage those of us who are open and who do live in our hearts to really keep going to the as above and bringing in that undiluted love, because that changes our reality. And that helps all of those who just are so indoctrinated, they cannot step out of their paradigm. That's just not where they live. It's kind of like thinking that they live in a concrete house. But for those of us who live far more in heaven in our everyday lives, to continue to work on changing our own reality, we actually start to dissolve the concrete blocks so that those who are very invested in their negative and fear-based beliefs, there starts to be cracks in the wall, windows that appear, doors that open, that begin to make them question, maybe I can have more too.
In your book, Angel Abundance, the angels include imagery exercises to support good sleep. Can you give us one example?
Well, one of my favorite examples is to go to Merlin's cabin, which is a beautiful cabin in the snow, but the snow is not cold. What the angels do, you just read through the visualization. You actually can visualize as you want as you read along, or you can just hold the intention. But it takes you out of the logical, rational, masculine ego mind into the feminine, creative imagination, divine mind. That's where we receive. And so in the exercise in Merlin's cabin, you get to have your problem solved, and then you go to sleep with your divine inner child, and you wake up being far more able to receive miracles and abundance than when you went to sleep. it all works, and it all works quite magically and beautifully. And the angels very much believe that sleep is important. That's when we get worked on by our angel love doctor team. That's when our soul works on us to help again bring that ego home to heart so that life gets easier.
What about if before we go to sleep, we just ask the angels, can you help me with such and such in my life so I'll get more abundance? Like, can you give me a download in my dreams that'll assist me?
Of course, you can ask for that. What this is Belinda. What they have me do every night is I ask for a healing dream. And very often I will receive a healing dream. It may be from my shadow, which are not my favorite dreams, but it shows me something that I'm believing, like the old male, the old female, fear that I need to transform and forgive, or it will be something that I need to celebrate and to allow in, and connecting the dots for me. Very often, I will start to dream components of what the angels are going to channel or teach. I might not remember all of the pieces, but I can feel the expansiveness. So, by all means, um, ask and let that expansiveness happen. Some people say, Jeff, that they can't remember their dreams, but that doesn't mean that healing isn't happening while you sleep.
Have the angels ever appeared to you in your dreams? And if so, what do they look like?
So they often will look like humans, sometimes very human, but sometimes not as human. So I've had a dream with Archangel Raphael, who appeared as a very super tall human being, but was too beautiful. The angel was too beautiful to be truly human. And sometimes they will appear as trees or animals also. And sometimes they appear like angels with wings and um, not so much halos, but just glowing and beautiful colors. But they often, the archangels will appear really big, like, so I can't miss it.
Quite often, I dream of people that I've never met, or at least can't remember meeting them here on the earth. And I'm starting to believe maybe these are some type of multi-dimensional being, alien, maybe it's an angel. Can they give me any answer for that?
Jeff, in your dreams, you are traveling, and you are traveling many places. Sometimes it is true. You are traveling out into the great cosmos, where you are going to meet many different beings that may look a bit like humans or maybe not. But often you are traveling throughout the astral dimensions that are part of schoolroom Earth, and you are bringing healing, you are raising the vibration for all of these people that you are connecting with all over schoolroom Earth. The easiest way for us to describe this is like astral tunnels or tunnels through the astral energy. You and many are multidimensional beings in what you are here to do. You have your day job, but then at night you are called to go and to assist in many, many different ways. Most of this assisting is for schoolroom Earth. But yes, it is true. Some of you will also have, well, license, we shall say, to travel home, to travel beyond. And we meet you everywhere that you travel.
Is there an endpoint to schoolroom Earth where we graduate and move on to other dimensions or realities?
What the angels say is that we're there, but it's a on schoolroom Earth where we have time. It can be very confusing, but that the purpose of Schoolroom Earth has been served for all of oneness. And that purpose was for oneness to experience the opposite in vibration of love, which would be fear, to go as low in vibration as we could go, so that all of oneness makes the choice together that oneness chooses love. And so Schoolroom Earth it gets an A+ that it has done that job, but it is in all of our different dimensions and realities that we get to experience. Each soul that incarnates can be in its own movie, in its own movie theater. It's going to take, in Earth language, it's going to take time for us to experience the complete transformation of Schoolroom Earth returning to the true essence of Earth, because Earth is an archangel. She's Archangel Gaia. So we're transforming the fear out of the dream fabric. People call it different things, but we're making good progress. But the purpose was successful.
The subtitle of your book is Revelations on True Wealth from the 12 Archangels. In your opinion, what is the most important revelation that we should take away from your book?
It's our birthright to be happy and abundant, successful, joyful. And the angels leave no stone unturned on how to get there as individuals and as the human collective as quickly as possible.
Is this entire book channeled?
Yes, it was a lot of work. Yes.
Do you do automatic writing?
I am not an automatic writer like our friend Michael Sandler. What I do is I receive, because the 12 archangels communicate in sound or music, so it comes in vibrationally, and then my brain has to translate those messages into words, and then I have to go back and forth. So it's a bit like a potter with making a bowl. I have to go back and forth until vibrationally everything sings, everything feels right. I get the, I guess you would say, the, check mark from the 12 archangels. You've got it. You've got the message right. So the first part of the book, it took me 3 total rewrites to get the vibration to where they needed it to be.
So are you saying that you hear music from the angels and somehow your brain transposes it from music to words?
It doesn't sound like music in the way we're used to hearing music on the earth. The easiest way I could describe it is it's feelings, and but yes, it's their music. It comes through vibrationally. Just the way I channel. But channeling and writing is different. It's more work than when I channel with verbally, because that's through sound. So sound is easier. It's an easier medium for Belinda, the channel, to deliver the messages of the archangels.
In your book, you write about heart power. Can you tell us more about that?
Beautiful human beings. Heart power changes everything for you. Heart power is the law of as above, so below, as within, so without, at the vibration of undiluted love. So you are working with energy at the vibration, well, the essence of pure heart. So how do you access this incredible manifesting power that you were born with? You do this through your divine inner child. You connect with this child. You listen. You be with this joy. And then your heart really begins to work, bringing to you what you really want to experience, and more abundance, than your ego can even imagine. Heart power is in angel abundance. It is part of your true wealth. Enjoy our teachings. Enjoy learning with us, learning that you have always been divine, bravely attending schoolroom earth. But it is time for you to graduate. Enjoy.
When you're channeling here with me, are you aware of what's being said by the angels? Or will you have to go back and watch this video later to see what you said?
I would have to go back and watch the video. So the way it works for me when I bring them in is their vibration is so high. Now we're always are a team. So even now they're communicating through me. But when they want to come through and send undiluted love out to anyone that watches or listens, they will move just, I would say, my personality over a notch so that they have full license to use my brain. And then the vibration is so high, I can't hold it. I can't hold everything that they've said. So I don't remember at verbatim what they have said at all. And there are times, Jeff, that I won't remember a thing. Sometimes if I'm channeling the ascended masters or different guides in heaven, I won't even remember that I was channeling. It's all about vibration. I'm not a trance medium by any means, but it's more that, they put me in kind of a safe place. I feel the love, I feel the energy, but I definitely don't remember their messages.
All right, we've been talking about your book most of this podcast. Is it out yet? And if so, where can people find out more about it?
So yes, Angel Abundance was officially released July 4th. And so you can get it at your local bookstore. You may need to order it. Barnes & Noble, Amazon. The publisher is innertraditions.com. It's everywhere. You can get it.
Are you working on anything else that you want us to know about?
So I'm always channeling and teaching new courses and webinars, and to find out what's next, the best thing to do is just come to my website. And the easiest website is belindawomack.com. That will take you to the School of Spiritual Evolution website, where that's where all the courses and upcoming events are listed.
If people want to reach out to you and ask you questions, should they go to your website?
So they can, there is a contact form where they can ask questions. They can also schedule a personal consultation with me at this time. Sometimes I'm doing personal consultations. Sometimes I have to take a break because it's quite a lot of work for me. But they can sign up for that also on my website. Mm-hmm.
All right. Belinda, before we wrap it up, can you or the angels leave us with one last positive message?
Schoolroom Earth, you are transforming now. Peace, love, gratitude, abundance, good health. It is manifesting rapidly. Open your hearts, open your minds, because this helps that which is here to be revealed and to be experienced in a way that only works for the greatest good and the highest joy of all concerned. Right here, right now.
Archangels, thank you for the message. And Belinda, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having all of us.
Thanks for watching the JeffMara podcast. I really appreciate you. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. And if you do, there are loyalty badges and other perks depending on your level of membership. All you need to do is click the join button underneath the video to find out more. Thank you for your support.